In this module, we're going to discuss social media and its impacts on society. Before we can dive into a conversation about social media, however, we need to bring up the idea of an attention economy, where advertisements are used as the primary driver of income for a company. And this kind of business model has been around for a long time. It started all the way back in the 1830s when newspaper publishers figured out that they could make more money by putting advertisements into their newspapers. By getting companies to pay for advertising space in the newspaper, it allowed them to sell the product for cheaper than their competitors, leading to more customers reading the newspaper. But the customers were no longer the people reading the newspaper. The customers were now the companies paying to put in ads. And the product being sold was no longer the newspaper itself, but rather the attention of those doing the reading. This type of ad-based business model is everywhere on the internet right now, particularly in social media, where services are provided for free with money being made through showing paid advertisements to users. This creates a situation where a person's attention is valued as a scarce commodity, in the same sense as something like oil or valuable metals. It's seen as a resource to be extracted. This creates a strange relationship where the users aren't being sold a product, but rather are the product which is being sold. The phrase paying attention is extremely accurate here. The result of this ad-based model is that if the companies who want to use it want to maximize their profits, they must then increase the amount of time which users spend on their platform. The more time somebody spends, the more advertisements you can show them. And the best way to maximize the amount of time someone spends doing something is to make that thing as addictive as possible. But if this business model has been around for so long, why is it that we're discussing it today? This brings us to our next question. What does AI have to do with the attention economy? The answer to this is that while you watch your phone or your computer, it's watching you back. It's collecting data on how you use it and using that to figure out what makes you stay engaged and paying attention. By finding out what you like, it'll show you more of that thing. And do you spend more time looking at pictures of cute dogs than cats? Well, it'll show you more dogs. Do you tend towards one political party as compared to another? It'll show you what others like you have spent more time watching or reading. There's a lot of psychology research that's been done to find out exactly what types of content encourage more engagement, more addiction. This type of strategy involves forms of emotional manipulation, where the goal is to provoke some kind of strong emotional reaction, such as anger or excitement. Through collecting data about somebody and then using AI to find patterns in that data, you can personalize content in a way that reliably provokes specific emotions in the person being targeted. You no longer need to send out the same information to everyone like you would have had to with a newspaper in the 1800s. You can customize the news feed of every single person so that it becomes the most addictive thing for each person in particular. The problem here isn't that we spend time on our devices or that we feel emotions while using them. It's that companies are trying to manipulate your emotions in a way that causes you to spend more time on your devices at the cost of other things which we find important in our lives. It's using technology to attack vulnerabilities in our human psychology, which results in harm done on a large scale. So, the rest of this part of the module, we'll be discussing social media and how the attention economy can result in various harms done and what you can do about it. This is going to be split into 3 sections, and your job is going to be to pick one of these 3 sections and complete the video and activity contained within it. So the first section is about digital citizenship, and it's about how you can tell the difference between fact and fiction in the digital world. The second section is about mental health, what's happening to today's youth and what you can do about it. And the third section is about data collection. How is data being collected? What is it being used for? And how can you control what data of yours is being collected? So go pick which one of these is the most interesting to you. You only have to do one, although of course you are welcome to go do all three, but choose one, go watch the videos, do the activity, and hopefully by the end you learn something.